Good day, traders. Welcome back to Fides Trading Channel, and we are back again with another weekly flows video. Today is Sunday, the 14th of September, 2025, and we'll be looking ahead at the week until the 19th of September, 2025. If you're new to this channel, each week I break down the markets using the top-down approach, starting from the higher time frames to map out the bigger picture. By analyzing key zones, trend structures, and institutional behaviors on the weekly and daily charts, I uncover the dominant bias and potential market flows for the days ahead. This helps me filter out the noise and anticipate major moves, staying aligned with where the smart money may be positioned. Tune in as I decode the charts and lay the groundwork for the trading week ahead with clarity and precision. Starting with the gold markets, gold is currently trading at 3643, tapping the pivot level at 36100 and moving well beyond it during the past week. Especially on Monday, we saw a very strong bullish trend right there. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the higher time frames. On the monthly and weekly chart, the market is extremely bullish. We have strong bullish candles on the monthly time frame, ending the consolidation we've been seeing since April 2025. We can see that we are trading in the overextended regions on the monthly time frame, trading well above 70 here on the RSI and very close to 90. And far beyond the 21 and 50-day SMA. So it is clear that from a higher time frame perspective, this market is very overextended. Not that it matters because the market keeps making new highs. So dropping into the weekly time frame, we can see on the weekly we did have a bit of consolidation from April to present, but during the past 4 weeks, we've seen strong bullish candles that have pushed this market out of its consolidation and back into its impulse move. Based on the indicators, we are still trading above the 21 and 50-day moving average, so bullish trend is intact, and we are in the overextended regions of the RSI, not as extreme as the monthly time frame. We are just above 70 here. On the daily time frame, we can see how strong this consolidation region was, but over the past few days, past few weeks, we've seen a strong curve in the bullish trend that has pushed this market very much higher. We can see that the market was residing within the 21 and 50 SMA region for an extended period of time. We also had the bullish support trend line that was supporting this bullish trend as well as bullish market structure. Once price settled within this region, we can see that it actually kept pushing higher from this region until eventually market turned bullish again. There were enough investors, enough liquidity, and kept pushing higher. See that we were residing in the sweet spot region between 45 and 55 in the RSI, and with this current bullish move that we are seeing, we are now in the overextended region of the RSI above 70 and currently residing around 77. It is clear that the past few days, though, we are seeing some indecision candles on the daily time frame. We have some spinning tops and some pin bar formations here that do indicate that we could see some sort of retracement on the daily time frame shortly. What does that retracement look like to me? Well, dropping into the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, we can see the strong bullish structure from the past few weeks that has pushed this market into new highs, and we are currently trading within the 3,600 and 3,655 pivot levels, with the market currently testing that 3,655 pivot level as it stands. And the market is trading above the 21 and 50-day region of the RSI, and we do have a trend line here supporting the bullish trend. But we can see that RSI has depleting momentum. This means that despite the new highs that are being created, we are seeing some RSI divergence here, which could indicate we will be seeing a retracement sometime shortly. What does that retracement look like for me? Well, personally, I'm looking to see either this 3,600 level being tested. I think that would be my strongest point to take a trade and ride the wave to the upside beyond 3,655. Reason being, we have the bullish support trend line. 3,600 was a major pivot level that did provide some sort of resistance for a minute. We have price coming back within the 21 and 50-day SMA region, which does support our strategy. And we'll potentially see the sweet spot region here between 45 and 55 being tested before a nice move to the upside. I will be looking for an entry on the 1-hour time frame should price get back to this particular level. So that's the analysis for gold. Let's move on to Nas100. So take a look at Nas100 or US Tech. We can see that US Tech, it has been moving bullish this past week and has made strong strides to the upside beyond the pivot level of 23,680. But before we take a look at that, let's drop to the monthly time frame. Monthly and weekly, we can see is very bullish, trading above the 2150-day moving average and in the overextended region of the RSI. Weekly time frame, very much observing the same thing, trading in the bullish region of the RSI and above the 21 and 50-day moving average. Then the daily time frame, trading bullish, also making strong bullish price action structure with higher lows and respective higher highs. We can see that the current higher low is currently residing at the major pivot level at 23,000. Price trading at 24,092 currently, made strong bullish moves this past week. After tapping into that 23,000 support level, markets pushed very much higher at the beginning of September, broken above the pivot level this past week on Monday, and has made steady gains to the upside. In terms of indicators, price trading above the 21 and 50-day moving average and in the bullish region of the RSI, currently looking like it's tapping into the overextended levels. In my opinion, this impulse move seems to be waning in momentum, and I'm actually observing the 23,680 level as a potential point for price to come back to, test, and then bounce higher. The reason being is that this level held as a resistance for an extended period of time and will be the best place for a broken resistance turn support, price coming back, testing said level, and then pushing higher. So yeah, excited to see how that plays out, but we have to wait and see what the market does at the open before we mark out these levels. Of course, I will be providing timely updates in the Fides flows videos, the daily and market analysis during the week. Moving on to US30. US30 also moving super bullish on the monthly time frame. We are bullish, price trading above the 2150-day SMA and in the bullish region of the RSI. The weekly time frame, very similar structure here with the indicators pointing towards the same direction. Daily time frame, also same thing, price trading above the 21 and 50-day moving average. We're seeing some bullish price action structure here with the current higher low at 45,070. Price trading in the bullish region of the RSI, just above the sweet spot region. Looks to be testing that level before pushing higher, but price will have to come back within that sweet spot region before it's tested. On the 4-hour time frame, current price is 45,833. Markets has broken above the minor resistance, I want to say minor, but the general level of significance at 45,750 this past week. Had a strong bullish push to the upside, which was fueled by news releases. After the break to the upside, the market seems to have retraced, and I am definitely observing this 45,750 level broken resistance, which could potentially be turned into support as a place to put a long entry and watch the bounce as the market makes new highs. As it stands in the 4-hour time frame, price trading above the 21 and 50-day moving average and in the sweet spot region of the RSI between 55 and 45. Now, why this is significant, we can see on the 4-hour time frame, price comes back within this 21 50-day SMA region and then bounces higher. Tried and tested, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm definitely looking for a 5th time market coming back in here, adding to all the confluences that we're currently seeing within our strategy, support levels, as well as the moving averages, waiting for price to get back in there and then taking that trade and riding the wave to the upside. So that is the analysis for the markets which we trade. Let's quickly take a look at VIX. VIX index currently at 14.75 from the close of the previous week at 15.57. Clearly showing a risk-on sentiment, indicating investors have stepped back into the markets and are comfortable taking risks. However, do note the volatility we did see about 2 weeks ago, with the market spiking to 19.3 with that massive bullish gold move. It seems as though the market is comfortable moving back into indices for now, as we've noted the new highs that we've created this past week. Let's quickly take a look at fundamentals. Fundamentals for the week, we can see Monday we don't really have much. Tuesday we have core retail sales for USD. Wednesday we have FOMC economic projection statements and press conferences. I'm sure that's going to be a major market mover at 8 p.m. So it's a late session. Thursday we then have unemployment claims at 2:30, and Friday a lot of news for the Japanese economy. Nothing so much for USD, so that shouldn't really impact the moves of the indices or gold. In terms of the headlines that we were seeing in the past week, we can see that headlines for gold are bullish, focused on the massive run we are witnessing. Indices highlighting new highs that were created, but also focused on the lack of momentum we're seeing during the latter part of the week, indicating that there might be an economic slowdown. So we'll have to wait and see what happens during the week. In terms of what my focus is for the coming week, again, I think I'm just going to be focusing on trading psychology and just mental preparation, making sure I stick to my strategy. Also working on my confluences and doing a lot of deep inner work on the strategy, trying to just fix some of the things also in my trading log. But I'm sure nonetheless it's going to be a super productive week. So that is the analysis. This is not financial advice, but my personal opinion on the current state of the markets. Before taking any positions in the markets, make sure to do your own research first. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see more of in the future. And with that, happy hunting traders, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.